Welcome back to Meet Me at the Table. We'll finally begin our playthrough of Act 1 of the Stone of Life module by Megacon Games for the game Myth. There's a few things I want to talk about before we do. One is there's a YouTube channel called Gray Board Gamer that is doing a playthrough of Myth right now. If you go to his channel, you can check out a really awesome experience of Myth. He's playing through a Kickstarter quest, and it's just a fantastic playthrough and really fun to watch. Another YouTube channel called One Stop Co-op Shop just put out a video and finished the playthrough of Myth, Dark Frontier. Dark Frontier isn't a dungeon crawler game, but it is still set in the same world as Myth. It's a castle defense game with questing. The playthrough was fantastic and was a lot of fun to watch. I also recommend checking that out. And also, the characters we're playing, the Acolyte, the Outsider, and the Archer, have in-depth rules explanations of each one of their cards out on the internet. I'm going to put a link to those 3 characters and the 2 YouTube channels I talked about in the description below. Now, with that being said, it's time to meet me at the table. Now, if you missed my setup video, you can always go back and watch it, but I'll just give you a quick recap. Stone of Life got stolen. Gonna go check on this guy in the prison. Maybe he knows something. That's about what you need to know. So let's try to get there. In the module, they'll show you exactly how to set each one of your tiles up. In this first one, it says start. Our goal is to get from here to there. And during that time, there is going to be this shaken ground trap that we have to deal with. The rules for that are found on a card that is in the module and is ready for you to learn. It is right here, not webs, shaken ground. There are 2 different traps you're going to find in this module. Here's the first round. The rules are right here. We're going to assign a number, 1 to 10, each horizontal and vertical edge of the realm tile as shown in the diagram below. The only exit on the tile is the opposite edge from where the heroes entered. To disarm the trap, you can't. You just got to get out. Now, the way it activates is every time a hero uses 2 movement points, he rolls 2d10, 1 time, and references the assigned numbers on the edge of the tile. The first roll represents the horizontal edge, the second the vertical edge. Place a green trigger token in the square where those 2 numbers intersect. If a hero or enemy is hit, they suffer 3 damage and are prone. Interrupt cards may be played to avoid the effect of this trap. If it takes 5 or more refresh phases to escape, then add a captain to the initial spawn in the next lair the heroes encounter. So let's get out of here fast. We'll be using the 12 by 12 grid, and these are the numbers we're going to be using. So let's get to it. The first thing we're going to do is draw 5 cards for each hero. The first few times around, I'm actually going to read through the cards just so you get a better understanding of what they are. Here's the 5 the Acolyte has. Stand Fast. It's a faith card. It grants all heroes -1 to courage tests and 1d10 to hero actions. Attack actions, I apologize. Hustle, good. That'll get us moving. Move, gain 2 additional movement points. Can't go wrong with that when you're trying to get off a board. Consuming Fire. This is a damage over time spell. It attacks 1 target within range. If hit, the target gains a damage over time. Dot. The dot deals the target 1 damage during the number of refresh phases equal to your faith. Hopefully we'll see what that does coming up. Soothing Wounds. By the black over here, can only be played during the darkness cycle. but when it is, it heals and restores 2 vitality to 1 target within range. You do gain 2 threat when playing it. And Last Rites. This is an attack card. Attack 1 target within range. This attack also affects a number of squares equal to your faith, counted clockwise in a cross. Player chooses the first position. Ooh, that'll be good. Next, we'll look at the Outsiders cards. These are going to be good. I haven't seen many of these cards. First, he has a basic attack. His attack melee and attacks 1 target within range. You may spend 1 malice token to add 1d10 and 1 fate dice to the attack. The Outsider does start with 6 in his malice pool. Skewer, a darkness card, so it can be played during the darkness cycle. Damage 1 ranged weapon. Okay. It's a counterattack. Play this card immediately after ignoring an enemy attack with parry. So you do have to play a parry card first. And then attack 2 squares in an orthogonal line. Okay. Hands of Darkness. Malice. Each enemy defeated by you generates a malice. Oh, that'll help. Well, how about 2 of them then? And I'll take that. There's your parry card that I was talking about earlier. So nothing that's going to help him move, but, well, that's a start. And finally, we have our Archer. The Archer starts with, Now You See Me. It's a dodge. You ignore an enemy attack, targeting you. Ammo. Ooh, this will be good. We'll start getting arrows. Oh, good. Another hustle. Check that out. Gain 2 additional movement points. Gift of the Underworld. Okay, this is another damage over time attack. It causes bleed. Attack 1 target within range. If using ammo, the attack hits, the target gains a damage over time. The damage over time deals the target 1 damage during a number of refresh phases based on the movement. So if you don't move, it's 3. If you moved your normal speed, it's 1. And finally, more ammo. Good. I'll take it. Okay, we're going to start the turn off with our super speedy Acolyte. Ben the Acolyte is going to play his hustle card, so he'll be moving aggressively this turn. I will put this over on his action spaces. And he is going to move 2, 1, 2. And according to his shaken ground, every time you move 2, you have to roll a die. This is going to be our turn counter on turn 1. Normally I roll my dice in a handy-dandy little dice tray, but since we're only rolling 1, we're going to use the board. So our first number is going to be along this line here. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to set our green token there. And then roll again. Let's hope we don't hit the Outsider. 1. Right here. Nobody's there. Good. He is then going to use the remaining 2 movement from his hustle card to move another 2 squares. Again, moving 2 triggers the trap. We got a 9. Which will be here. And I don't see any reason to really roll that die again because nobody's in any of those squares. If I'm wrong on any of this, please let me know in the comments. I'd always like to know if I'm doing something wrong so I can do it right in the next time. The next person we're going to use is going to be our Super Archer. First thing she's going to do is put her ammo into her action space. When we go to cycle our decks, we'll be able to put that ammo up into the ammo slot. We've got another ammo card. Might as well lock and load. And finally, we're going to play that hustle card that we have. We're going to gain 2 more movement. And because I'm so excited to play, I totally forgot to tell you that when he played his hustle card, he also added 1 to the darkness. So back on our darkness track, we're going to add 1. The other hustle the Archer just played, again, adds 1. So we're at 2 on the darkness. She's then going to move 2. 1, 2. And we're going to roll our die. 7. That was off camera. I apologize. And in this row again, I don't see any reason to roll the second die. We'll move again 2. 1, 2 with the movement from our hustle card. An 8. Again, it's over here. I don't see any reason to roll the other die. With that being said, I think that's all we can do. Once we get to the end of this round now, you may choose to keep one card from your hand. I think we're going to keep Stand Fast. We'll hold on to this one. And the rest we'll discard. And we'll also clear any cards we have in our action slots. So this one will also clear and go into our discard pile. Meanwhile, up here, we should probably move him 2, huh? 1, 2. That'd probably be the best plan. Almost forgot that. And we'll roll our die. Well, way off the board. Let's try again. Hiding under his hammer. 1. Again. 1 is here. I don't see any reason to continue. Now let's move back over to the outsider and see which one we'll keep. I think I really like that skewer card. Let's hold on to that. Though we do need our dodge to do it. At least we have the archer that only has 2 cards. I'm going to keep her dodge. Damage over time will go on our discard. To finish up the turn, we are going to move the ammo for our archer up into her quiver, which means we're going to put it right up there. Look at our cards and continue on. We will start with our acolyte. We have that Stand Fast card we decided to keep. We have Angelic Word. This is an attack. You attack one target within range. This attack gains a number of additional D10 equal to your faith. Have a lot of faith, have a lot of D10. You also get +1 damage if you don't move before you play this card. Another Consuming Fire, we've seen that. Smite. Smite is an attack card using his close combat weapon. He attacks one target within range, and if I played a card called Guided by the Light, you can play this as an interrupt, which means it can be played during the darkness cycle. Also, with the 2 arrows this way, means he can play it either as an action or a reaction, depending on what you choose. Oh, and look, we got 2. Our outsider keeps that skewer card. Skylance, that sounds pretty cool. Let's see what it does. It's a massive attack doing 3 damage. Choose 1 square within 3 squares. That's a pretty funny sentence. Move into the chosen square and attack 1 target within range. Spend 2 malice tokens to turn this card into a reaction, meaning you could do this plus another attack if you wanted to. It's not bad. Disengage, move. Before resolving an enemy attack targeting you, close combat attack, gain 2 movement points to spend immediately and ignore the attack. That's pretty good. Another parry. Oh, there isn't more parry cards in the deck. Good. And Path of Guile. Malice. Each other hero within range is dealt 2 damage and has their dice pool increased by 2d10 for attack actions. Gain 1 malice token for each affected hero. So if any hero is within 3 range, they're going to take 2 damage but get 2d10. See how that goes. Last but not least, our archer, who kept that Now You See Me card. Gains another ammo. Oh, more sprint. Good. This one actually gives you 3 additional movement points. Wayfarer's Ruse. This is a counterattack. After resolving an enemy attack targeting you, attack 1 target within range. For this attack, ammo cards in your action space are considered ready. Oh, that kind of helps out. You don't have to use them from your quiver if you have them. Fool's Errand. Fool's Errand is an ongoing, which means you don't have to clear this card when you play it. You choose 1 square within range, discard a readied ammo card, and place Fool's Errand token in the chosen square, then reduce the darkness by 2. That'll help. Not to mention these numbers up here, it becomes kind of a decoy, which means that people are going to go after it. And it has -5 armor and 2 health. And those are our cards for this round. Alright, let's begin the turn. First we're going to tick this down to 2, so I remind myself. And then we're going to perform our actions. There's not going to be many actions. There's just going to be a lot of moving. So our acolyte's going to move 1, 2. Way to go, Ben. He's going to roll a die. 9. Way over here. Again, I don't see another reason to roll the next die. Next, we're going to have Brian, the outsider, go. 1, 2. He's going to roll some dice. 3. Right here. This line, I don't see another roll needed. Our archer, Karen, is going to move 1, 2, and roll 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This could be trouble. It is not. It is way down over here. Next, she is going to play her sprint card, which will give her 3 additional movement points and raise the darkness by 1. And she is going to move 1, and that's going to be it. She is then going to play her ammo into her ammo slot. And we will call the turn complete. Her ammo card will go up into her quiver. We'll put this die on 3. And we'll get some new cards. We're going to start round 3. First, I'll show you the cards that we were able to get when we drew up to our 5 card hand limit. We have Angelic Word, that's the one I decided to keep. We have a Pray card. You can shuffle your discard pile and draw 3 cards. Place each Faith card drawn on this card face down. Discard the rest. Each face down card is considered 1 Faith, so it can add Faith to your hand. There's another Last Rites. The Blood of an Overcomer. This is also a Faith card and heals in range of 3. Each affected hero within range may clear all status effects. The number of affected heroes is based on your movement, and you gain 1 threat. Another sprint card. Let's see what the outsider got. I decided to keep Skylance. That card just sounds too cool. Sojourner's Path. Wow, that one looks pretty awesome too. Let's see what it does. Attack. Close combat. Attack 3 targets within range as shown. For each malice token spent, reduce the AP cost of this card. So I could make this card cost free if I want to pay 2 malice. Interesting. And this is its attack pattern right here. 2 in front, 1 behind. A Hustle. Alone in the Dark. Choose a captain within range. This captain becomes the only priority for minions on the realm. Well, that's fantastic. They won't attack me, they'll attack the captain. I like that card. Mind Splinter. Range 10. Okay. Let's see here. Spend 2 to 4 malice tokens. Attack 1 target within range. The target gains a damage over time, which deals 1 dark damage for 2 refresh phases. If you spend 3, it extends it by 1, and if you spend 4, it just does all the damage immediately. That sounds pretty good. Wow, the Outsider's got some pretty good cards. Let's move into our hero phase. Normally, once a character leaves a tile, another tile would appear here. For filming purposes and because the board is got this much of a footprint, we are going to move each of these characters off and just put the new realm tile on, and they're just going to appear at the edge. For example, he is going to use 1 of his movement, 1 of her movement, and he is going to use his Hustle card, giving him 2 extra movement points. So he is going to move 2. I would roll the dice to trigger our trap, but I know that this row doesn't really, or does it? Let's look at our card. No, I'll show you what I mean. This row that he's on isn't actually going to be affected by this trap because this first set of numbers will be 1 to 10, and the second set of numbers are going to start from 1 to 10. So then he's also going to move off using his hustle card. Having completed the trap, we do gain the rewards, which are 2 serendipity. What serendipity, you ask? That's a great question. Serendipity is an extra resource that you can gain while playing. This resource can do many different things. I can show you some of them when a time comes. You can summon merchants, summon allies. You can even raise people from the dead using some serendipity. You can even attempt a special attack. And some of those I'll show you as we play through. So now I'm going to remove this tile and we'll get the next one set up. And I'll read you a little bit more of what's going on in the Stone of Life, Act 1. Thank you for joining me for Part 1 of the Stone of Life. Come back for the next exciting chapter. Will our adventurers continue on, or will they succumb to the darkness? Will they find monsters? Spoiler alert, there are monsters in the next room. Thank you for watching, and I hope you will meet me at the table.